What is up, guys? I'm back. I've been gone for a couple of days for two reasons. First reason was I wasn't home. The second reason was I didn't take any trades. The past week, there really hasn't been any opportunity for me. I took one trade on Monday, one, and then for the rest of the week, there was really like nothing else that I wanted to take. As you can tell by the title, though, I did take something today. I took two trades, actually. That's my rule. If I take one, I'm allowed to take another if it really fits my criteria. And then if I lose both, I'm completely off for the day. I lost one today and then took a break-even trade. The reason I lost was just a mistake on my part, and it's something that I need to learn. Discretion in the market is something that I need to learn as well, but that comes from experience. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It was just a stupid mistake, but definitely gonna learn from it, and I'm gonna keep on going and just get better. So yeah, let's get into the trade recap. All right, lads, getting into the trade recap. What was I looking at for the day? Right away, the most blatant thing that we can see is this huge overnight range. 633 points if you don't want to count the swing high. If you want to count the swing high, 727. That is a huge range. And if you do any backtesting, or if you have any documented experience on what happens when we have a large range, it is most likely that New York is going to have either a tight range or it's going to be a highly manipulative day, and it's going to be a hard day to actually trade. The second thing that I was looking at is what are we respecting versus what are we disrespecting. This bullish fair value gap got completely annihilated, and then everything bearish is just not even getting tested at this point on the 4 hour. Going into the hourly time frame, we can see that we have the 4 hour close, and then we have the hourly bearish fair value gap getting respected. So at this point, I'm looking at the market and I'm saying, okay, I'm bearish most likely, but are we gonna have any retracement? So I was looking at points that we can retrace off of, and liquidity that we have taken and liquidity that is left over. So we have taken the liquidity from yesterday. We also have the pre-market liquidity lower that is still left over. So I'm going to do pre-market liquidity, and then we also have the pre-market high as well. I should have done pre-market low, but it doesn't matter. What is left? What can we be reaching for at this point? So we took this 4 hour from February 17th. What's left is February 5th, right? That is the last liquidity point that we have close to us, right? So that's what I was looking for. I knew this was a stretch. The pre-market sell side was what I was looking for mainly. Then going into the 15-minute time frame, what was I looking at? So at 9:15, we were starting to trend upwards, right? You can look at this as like, okay, maybe we took everything that we were looking for. So I was kind of on the fence between bullish and bearish. Like, kind of. Like that's a weird way to put it, but off open, I wanted higher prices. I wanted to take out this pre-market high, maybe tap off of something else, right? So the last thing that I was looking for was this London high. That would have been the last point of, at this point, if we close above this, then I'm pretty bullish. But if we, reject off of this, if we do hit it, then I'm still bearish. And this would be my last point of where I want price to go. Another thing that's lined up with that, and the reason that I wanted that was because there is a untapped hourly fair value gap here as well. So I'm thinking, okay, if the market makers want to rebalance the range, it makes sense to come up here and take out this London buy side. If we look at the range from the swing high to the swing low as well, we are in a crazy discount. Normally the market makers want to come up and, you know, come above into a premium, maybe take out buy side and then go lower. That's pretty much all I wanted to see if we were going to go that high. So going into the day, we can see the first candle wicks out the pre-market high. Now, as you can tell by this closure, you can see that it's very bearish at the moment, but this candle didn't close until 9:45. So when I was watching, we were just trading higher. And I was looking, okay, what point can we flip off of, right? So I'm going to take this hourly fair value gap off. I'm going to leave this 15-minute gap on. If we go into the 1 minute time frame, we can see we sweep the pre-market highs from right here. So we have the pre-market highs and we completely sweep it. Then I'm going to go like this. So we sweep the pre-market highs, tap off the 15-minute fair value gap. For me, this is insanely bearish, right? Especially if we reject lower. So I was very open to, can we have a inversion of this fair value gap and trade lower to this pre-market sell side? And that would have been my trade for the day. There was another low here, right? But I wasn't really looking for that. I just want a base hit of something. So we can see that we have the inversion with speed. I literally have a checklist on my MacBook that I like to keep, that, you know, at the point of these things happening, I check it off. So we have the liquidity sweep. I check it off. Do we tap into a higher time frame fair value gap? We do. I check it off. Do we have a inversion with speed? So there's two categories: inversion, check off; with heavy displacement, check off. So that's a lot of, you know, that's a lot of confluences going my way. Now, my break-even point was this swing low here. That's a pretty safe break-even point. The reason that it was so quick was because it was pretty early in the morning. It was 9:34. I wanted to, you know, reduce my risk. I knew that if we have this inversion, we are likely to take out these lows. It's the point of, are we going to get a heavy retracement after, or are we just going to continue lower? On a good day, I believe that we would have traded lower. But with that being said, I didn't enter right away. I don't know why. I don't know what was going through my mind. The candle closed and I waited. I wanted to see a retracement to this gap for some reason, which did not happen. We were trading lower and lower and lower. I was like, fuck, I missed the trade. We're not going to get the retracement to the gap. And then I entered pretty low, like around right here. Candle wicks lower. I get entered at my break-even point. So my trade looked something like this, with my stops up here and my target right here. Now, I don't know why I have a problem with this. I need to definitely stop this, but it's just something I got to journal, right? Hesitant is not good. We have this inversion. We have everything. If I'm going to enter off of this, then I enter off the closure. Now, where else did I go wrong? I didn't check the 2 minute. I was too blinded by all these A+ confluences and everything going my way, high time frame direction, sweep, tap to 15-minute gap, that I didn't look at the 2 minute. I was too blinded. The 2 minute, as we can see by the next candle, closed right up here. So we didn't get a closure. We didn't get an inversion off of the 2 minute. That is pretty unfortunate. I didn't see that, right? I didn't even wait for that. I didn't even look at the 2 minute to see if we have a gap. I didn't even see if we were closing below the gap. So that's a mistake that, you know, I'm normally good at seeing all the time frames and going back and forth through all the time frames, looking at all the gaps. Today though, because of, you know, how A+ I thought it was, I didn't look at it and I was blinded. So that's something that I got to journal down. Don't be blinded by all the confluences going your way. Look at what can't go your way. Look at what can possibly happen. Can we possibly not close on the 2 minute? Should we wait for the 2 minute to close? Like, so yeah, I think if we close on the 2 minute, then, you know, even if we close all the way down here, I would still enter, and my break even point would be another place, and, you know, it would just be, you know, a better trade. But yeah, I ended up getting stopped out for like an $800 loss, which is huge. It would have been break even if I entered right away, and it wouldn't have been a trade if I looked at the 2 minute. So those are two mistakes that I made in that one trade. My rules for trading are 2 trades and then I'm off. The second trade can't be like the same type of leg, right? I'm not going to enter a trade. Like, let's say I just got stopped out. I'm not going to enter a trade here again. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see if another opportunity awaits and another A plus setup comes. So I get stopped out. Huge loss, bad slippage, whatever. Right here, I'm still looking. I'm like, okay, you know what? I had an experience where we swept out. We re-swept the manipulation leg, which normally happens on troubled market days, right? So that should have been going through my head as well. So the market is pretty troubled. We should have went here, but we didn't. Large range overnight. We should have went. We re-swept the manipulation leg. Am I going to try again? If the opportunity awaits. We're still respecting the hourly fair value gap, right? The hourly fair value gap is a bit bigger. And then we completely go down after we re-sweep the highs. So I'm not going to enter off of here. I'm going to enter off of this fair value gap here. Because we wick it, and then we close. I'm still not in because it's a bad closure. Right here I'm in. So I'm drawing it up like this. Still respecting higher time frame confluence. We re-sweep the high. We're rejecting. 15-minute closes at 9:45. So if we look and I enter right here, with my stops right here, my break-even point was the bodies of these two candles. Now, the reason that is because this took out these two lows inside of this small fair value gap. If we don't displace with speed, then I know the trade idea is wrong, right? If we just stay around wicking it and we don't go right away, then I'm better to be break even and get wicked out than, you know, completely rejecting off of it. So that was my trade. I'm in right here with my stops right here with my break even at this. Now, what I would want to see for, you know, like signals in my head that the trade is going to go my way versus if it's not going to go my way is, this is a change in state, right? This is a down close candle before a series of up close candles. I want to see if we have a strong closure below this, okay? Then we have a break of structure below this wick. If we have a strong close of a change in state, then I'm pretty confident. If we have a strong close of a break of structure, then I'm also pretty confident, like even more. And I can literally like guarantee 100% at this point we're going to hit the target. We probably would even go to the pre-market, but I'm just going to take my base hit. So we go lower. We're kind of staying around. Boom. What did I say? We go down. We have a huge candle, and then we reject. It happened like instantly. We reject off of the change in state. Pretty sure if I grade this wick, look at that. 50% of this wick we just hit. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, because this candle does not close below, we just wick. I'm confident that I'm going to get hit out break even here, which is unfortunate, but that's what happens. So at this candle, I go break even, and then at the next candle, I'm out of the trade, which is unfortunate. Another like decent trade didn't hit. So those are my 2 trades for the day. I'm pretty sure I got stopped out like $30, like negative drawdown, negative slippage, sorry. So on the day, I'm pretty sure it was like $830. Unfortunate day. I'm still up on my account, but I'm pretty, upset at myself with the first trade. Something that I got to get better at. And then at the second trade, good I had good management. I followed my rules. I'm pretty happy with it. It's just unfortunate that it didn't play out until later. If we go out of the replay, we can see we just chop around for a bit. Like, how do you even trade this? Like, you could say, okay, we have this first presented fair value gap that just keeps getting wicked. Like, yeah, I know ICT himself took something like this to the pre-market. That's just not my type of trade, but I'm glad that I was on side. I'm glad that I had the right targets. After this pre-market, we flipped, and we were probably just going to consolidate for the rest of the day. A super hard day. But the second trade, I'm very happy with my management of it. Super happy with it. The first trade, I'm upset, and it's where I have to learn. It's where I have to learn to not be like all these signals in my head of is like, what's going right? Everything is going right. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this inversion because we already took this high. We're following high time frame. We're wicking the 15 minute. This is so bearish. We have to look at what's wrong. What could be wrong? What could we be waiting for? The time. Like, another thing that happened was this time was too early, right? So that's why my break even was pretty quick. If I did enter right here, I would have got hit out break even. Then at 9:45, I was so confident with this trade because, like, look at the 15-minute candle closure. This is the 15-minute candle closure that I took my trade on. Heavy rejection off of, this 15-minute. We didn't even tap this 15-minute fair value gap. But after this sweep, if you want to see higher prices, you want to see a closure above this high. You want to see a heavy closure above this high. We just sweep it, continue lower. Super, super bearish. As we can see, that's what happens. But there's nothing really that I can do at this point, right? I had the right buys. The first trade, I went wrong. I just got to learn from it. I just got to get better, and that's just how you improve, by just journaling and just learning what you did wrong and what you did right and what you can improve on. So yeah, that was my trade recap for the day. First trade in a while, actually, so I'm sorry for the inactivity. I was away at my girlfriend's house, but still I didn't take any trades. And hopefully this week there is opportunity, like on the higher time frame. I'm pretty sure we are getting out of this range, hopefully. I want to see closure lower. But yeah, it's been pretty tough. I'm glad that I've been holding an account. I've been very patient, waiting. Like, there are a lot of things going right, and all of the things going wrong, I'm learning from them. So yeah, I'm pretty confident going forward, and I'm pretty happy with the day. Just a couple things to learn on and get better at. So yeah, before we close this video off, I do want to say again, thank you everyone for the continued support. Like, I'm pretty sure my one video is at 1,500 views, which is like, it's crazy. I thank everyone for showing me support, all the comments, all the people in my Discord server. If you guys do want to join my Discord server, it's completely for free. You can just join and talk, like post trade recaps. I'm probably going to post a detailed explanation of like different time frames, different charts in my Discord server, completely for free. You can see everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Be safe with the market conditions, and yeah, have a great rest of your day.